Hello and welcome. I'm Siddharth Zarabi. You must have been wondering what is this Delhi excise policy scam which has hit the headlines and has all manner of big political figures, the Aam Aadmi Party, the Centre, the CBI, the Enforcement Directorate, everybody in the mix. And it's all about liquor. So the three key things that you need to keep in mind if you're trying to decipher this complex matter, which involves government rules, which involves something like the liquor trade, where there is a lot of cash generated and liquor sales all across the country, not just for Delhi, but for every single state, account for a very large portion of their revenues. In fact, liquor, which is taxed very highly because it is considered a sin good, petroleum goods are those which provide the highest sources of revenue to any state government in India. And the Delhi government, the Aam Aadmi Party government, the Arvind Kejriwal government, and specifically Manish Sisodia, the Deputy Chief Minister in charge of revenue and therefore handling the excise department, in the eye of a storm. And what is that storm? There is, amidst all the numbers and all that you are hearing, one key fact-based detail which I am going to share with you. And that is a report by the state government, the Chief Secretary of the state government, which basically can be summarized as 7 key findings which are divided into 2 baskets. One is a new liquor sales policy, a distribution policy for the national capital of Delhi, not the NCT, but the revenue, what is actually the quasi-state of Delhi. And the second is some substantial sums of money, which this report that I have cited says became losses for the exchequer, which is the government, which is the common person, the Aam Aadmi. There are 2 key things that you need to keep in mind. The state government of Delhi decided to shift from a decades-old liquor distribution, liquor licensing and liquor shop policy, what is called the excise policy, to a different system where newer players were sought to be inducted, and the role of the government through its agency, which used to sell a lot of liquor. In fact, there were dozens and dozens, almost up to 300 shops which are said that were run by a government agency, and the government, the state government, the Aam Aadmi Party government decided to shift towards a greater role of the private sector. Now this report of the Chief Secretary specifically mentions 2 major loss amounts, and I'm going to quote them so that we are absolutely specific and certain about what is being said. It says that decisions were taken at the level of the excise department without the approval of the competent authority. Now, who is the competent authority in the state of Delhi? It is the Lieutenant-Governor, who has to sign off on most decisions of the state government. And the Chief Secretary says these decisions, the files, did not go to the competent authority. The first point that he makes is that earnest money deposit, any bidder who participates in any form of government tendering has to provide a certain amount of money. You could almost call it like a surety amount. Even when you do some simple deals for example, to purchase or sell a flat, there is a certain surety amount that the deal will actually go. So that earnest money deposit of 30 crore in the case of the licensee at the airport, the Delhi airport, where liquor is sold through shops, this was refunded to the bidding company, whose name is not mentioned in this report. And it is said that there was no provision to refund. In fact, because this company did not get a no objection certificate to set up this store, it was refunded this money, despite a condition being there that all deposits will stand forfeited to the government if the bidding company is not able to get the NOC. So that's charge number one. And there is another charge which talks about the money loss aspect, and this charge relates to amount of 144.36 crore. Again, I'm going to give you the specific amount as is mentioned here. It says that the Excise Department under Manish Sisodia allowed a waiver. It waived off the license fee due to COVID-19 for a period which is almost equivalent to 1 month, from 28th of December 2021 to the 27th of January 2022. And it said that this waiver, which amounts to 144.36 crore, we could round it off to 145, was done despite no provisions for such a compensation to be paid. The third element which is said is that without the approval of the Lieutenant Governor, the competent authority, the department, through an order in November 2021, 8th of November to be specific, removed a 50 rupees levy which was imposed on beer per case, which made it cheaper for the licensees, and therefore this finding says that the licensees, the private companies, benefited. So altogether, to summarize, the numbers that are on paper right now are close to 175 crore of revenue loss to the government of Delhi, to the public exchequer. Plus, on all of these issues, the fact-finding report says no approval was sought. So that is at the core and the crux of what the Delhi excise scam is. Now, there will be more findings. The CBI, the Enforcement Directorate, a lot more details will come out. We'll come back with more on that. But for now, in this extremely technical case, these are the facts that are on the ground, that are available with us on records, and this is what the investigating agency is now focusing on. Why was this done? What was the motive? And was there any quid pro quo involved? And as those details come out, we'll come back with those details. Till then, goodbye.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.